Well, hello there. Welcome to your monthly numerology here at Readings at the Round Table. I'm Jennifer. We may have met before. And this is your numerology for June 2025. So, full disclosure, I've recorded this intro a couple of times. One time, my sound went out and I didn't notice. So now I have the little sound bar right in front of me. So hopefully I won't miss it if my sound completely conks out like it has in the past. Second, my little friend back here, Mouse, yeah, he has disrupted a couple of recordings, but no matter what happens this time, even if he gets in the way, I'm going to soldier on. That's what we're going to do. So let's get to it. June. All right, now I'm going to do the overview of astrology, and it is a very quick snapshot kind of overview. I usually do not cover a lot of the aspects, especially aspects with the moon and Mercury, because they move really fast, right? However, today I am going to cover a few aspects that I think are important, and that's where I'm going to leave that. So we're starting off June. June 6th, we have Venus moving into Taurus. And Venus loves being in Taurus because Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So Venus loves being in Taurus. It's a very happy place. I think this is going to be a good time for all. Money-wise and romance. Mostly when it's in Taurus, it's about money. It's about material things. But, it still has that little bit of a connection with love. On the 8th, we have Mercury moving into Cancer. But before Mercury moves into Cancer, which is about 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mercury is going to be conjunct Jupiter in Gemini. So while Mercury is still in Gemini, Mercury is going to be conjunct Jupiter. And that's some good luck, because our planet of communication is conjunct our planet of luck. I love that because, I'm double ruled by Mercury. Yeah, good times. So lots of stuff going on with that. However, Mercury does move into Cancer about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 8th. Then on the 9th, Jupiter decides to jump ship and join Mercury in Cancer. So Jupiter moves into Cancer as well. This is a much happier place for Jupiter. It's not that Gemini was a bad place for Jupiter. It's just that Gemini is opposing the sign that Jupiter rules, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So that's an opposition that usually they're not happy, opposing the sign that they're ruling, these planets. So this is a happier place for Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be in a good space for the next 12 months in Cancer. Now, we have a lot of aspects on this day, a lot of aspects. The ones that are really important is the moon is square Mars, Mercury is square Neptune and Saturn, because Neptune and Saturn are right there together in Aries. Venus is square Pluto. So there are some squares that I just feel like are really important. And nowadays, when things are squaring Saturn, it's squaring Neptune as well. And it's it's kind of a double whammy with those squares in Aries. So just letting you know, and you can take a deep dive with some of these other wonderful, wonderful astrologers on YouTube and Instagram and listen to what they're saying about these squares. Because a lot of times the astrologers will cover them a couple of days before it happens. So that way I'm telling you when it's going to happen and you can go check it out. Okay, on the 11th, we have a full moon in Sagittarius that hits its peak at 3:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love a full moon in Sag. Oh my gosh. Full moon in Sagittarius is just so much fun. It really is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, again, you always want to invite a Sagittarius to your party, right? Yeah. So on the 17th, we have Mars moving into Virgo. It is a good place for Mars. It is very, I mean, this is a very analytical fight. Maybe not one that you want to pick. I'm just saying. So with Mars and Leo, Mars is already fiery. I mean, it rules Aries. And so Mars and Leo is a very fiery, like, you know, we bring fire to the fight, right? Being in Virgo, Mouse, what are you doing? Please don't knock down the camera. I really do love this cat. Mars in Virgo is still going to be a tiny little bit fiery, but it's going to be more analytical, and it's still a bite that stings, let me tell you. But Mars in Virgo is going to want to take things apart and just be like, and you did this in 1987, and you did this in 1992, and this in 2006. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the Virgo energy with that fun-filled, like, Mars. So on the 20th, we have the sun moving into Cancer, and we have summer solstice. Oh my gosh, I love summer solstice. It's just an incredible time of the year. On the 25th, we have a new moon in Cancer that hits its peak at 6:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is square Saturn and Neptune. Luckily, it does move really quickly because the moon moves really fast. So it is square Saturn and Neptune. Not like it's not the worst thing, but I'm not loving all these squares with Saturn and Neptune involved. Again, I encourage you to take a look, and I encourage you to look up like the squares in astrology and what's going on, because this is about numerology, and this is just an overview of the astrology of the month, so you can kind of see what's going to happen with your life path number. On the 26th, we have Mercury moving into Leo. So Mercury in Leo is just right out there. Oh my gosh, Mercury in Leo wants to be seen, wants to be like right on top. I mean, you know, this is an Oscar winner right here, Mercury in Leo. So Mercury in Leo is a lot of fun, very talkative, and definitely like right up front wanting to be seen. It's really awesome. So at the end of the month, at the end of June, we have Saturn and Neptune in Aries, Venus and Uranus in Taurus, Jupiter and the Sun in Cancer, Mercury in Leo, Mars and South Node in Virgo, Pluto in Aquarius, and Pluto's retrograde right now. And we still have North Node in Pisces. So we have 3 planets in fire, 3 plus North Node in, 3 plus South Node in Earth, 1 plus North Node and the Sun in water, and 1 in air. It's very exciting planetary-wise. I know. I really do feel like it's a good month. I mean, I never look at any month as just going, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're going to be in this. No, because there's good and bad in everything, and there's always a shadow side, right? Right. But if you're prepared for it, it doesn't like pull you into like a sinkhole. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. All right, so for the crystal of the month for June, oh my gosh. So, I looked up a couple of things about this lovely crystal. It is citrine. So excited. And all of the publications and the website that I used to find the information for citrine are listed in my description below. I used the Healing Oracle Crystal Healing Cards by Rachelle Charman, the Encyclopedia of Crystals by Judy Hall, and this wonderful website that I found, and I love talking about some of these websites that I found, is Tiny Rituals. So please go check them out. They're pretty awesome. I love finding these places that, you know, talk about these crystals, and it's just fantastic. It's awesome. So go check them out, please. This is citrine, and of course, this is not going to be in focus. Why? Why is this not in focus? I mean, there we go. Thank you, Canon. All right, so this, the card that I pulled is from the Healing Oracle Crystal Reading Cards, Citrine, and it's about abundance. But that's not all. Oh my gosh. So citrine, you can find it in like a sort of milky white color. You can find it really clear, tumbled, rough. You know, they come in all. And really pale orange, like a really light yellow, or a darker orange. And I have examples of all. These are the ones. Okay, let me try that again. The chakras that citrine really, really hits home with is the sacral and the solar plexus. It does work on all chakras, but the sacral and the solar plexus are the biggest ones. It's the number one thing that you want to bring in with those two chakras. And I really, solar plexus is my favorite chakra, so I think we've talked about that before. I do have two examples that have small Herkimer diamonds in them. It's really kind of cool. And I picked up some extra ones because, again, I'm re-recording this because of my little incident. But I picked up some extra ones from a local shop called Heart, Soul, and Art. And these are so pretty. Oh, I can't wait to show them to you. So I'll pull these in just a minute and show them to you on the overhead camera. But some of the places that I read in in the cards and in the book, was that they never need to be cleansed. But I also read it, like, again, and I can't remember which one of these in the website or the publications, the best way to cleanse them is to sit them in the sun or to run them underwater. Now, I typically sit all of my crystals out in the full moon to like clear and cleanse my crystals. However, there are crystals that prefer the sun. There are crystals that prefer just like sitting on like earth. There are crystals that prefer just running underwater to clear them and cleanse them. I don't know if this crystal really does have to be cleansed or not, but I choose to clear and cleanse my crystals because let me tell you something. I get my money's worth out of these crystals. I use the crap out of them all the time. So just letting you know. This particular crystal is an amazing energy clearing stone. It absorbs, transmutes, and grounds negative energy. It attracts abundance, so it's perfect to put in your wealth corner with feng shui. It promotes joy, inner calm. It increases energy, and like if you're working in a creative space and you need to increase your creativity, this is going to be your best friend. Really is. This is a crystal that brings in the joy and magic of life. I mean, it really is associated with the sun. So there's a lot of joy here. This is a great stone for emotional balance. This is perfect stone for the 9-year that we're in for the numerology because it helps us to shift out old patterns of negativity and reverse self-destructive behavior. Thank you, Mouse, for cleaning yourself. Like right here, I'm just going to try to block him. I mean, really, he's going to like take a bath on camera. I told you I was just going to let this go. I mean, it's really so good. This crystal is definitely a fantastic purification crystal on all levels. I mean, it can cleanse all chakras, but it's really, really associated with the sacral and the solar plexus. It assists in manifesting wealth and abundance. It is a super awesome, fantastic crystal. Now, let me move my notes out of the way so I can show you some of these awesome crystals. Okay, sorry, stuff got disconnected. Okay, so these are clear and milky crystals, but these are the citrine that I bought from that lovely store, Heart, Soul, and Art here in Marietta. These are so awesome. Then I have some that like I've had for a long time. This is also another tumbled stone that's, you can see it's more milky, right? But you can see the yellow in it. Here's some that are not as clear, and these aren't tumbled. These are just the rough stones. so pretty. And this is one that has the herkimer in it. I also have another one that has the herkimer in it. Hang on. Oh, yep, right here. And you see how dark this one is? You see the darkness of the citrine? Isn't that just gorgeous? And these are ones that I have sitting on altars in my house and right over here in my wealth corner, you know. But oh, those are so pretty. Here's another one that is sort of, it's not exactly a smoky, but it's a lighter one. I think it is called a smoky citrine. One that has a little bit of a darker citrine in it. Then someone gave me this as a gift, and I keep it beside my bed. It's just a little vial of citrine. I love it. I love it. I love it. So there's all the citrine examples that I have. So you can find it. And I have some jewelry, but I've packed it up because I am going to do a pop-up shop. I do have some jewelry that I think is just fantastic to wear, like really close to the skin. It's awesome. So all of that being said, I'm really excited about June. I am. And before I get into your individual numerology, I will be pulling from for advice cards today, I will be pulling from Moonology, the Oracle cards, and the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. There we go. Thank you, Canon. The Goddess Guidance Oracle deck, those are the cards I will be pulling from today. And as usual, I will be reading from the Moonology book because there's so much information in that booklet that I can't ignore it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful June. And let's stay tuned and see what's going on with your individual life path numbers. Hello, Life Path 5. Well, let me tell you what I just did. There's something going on with me and electronics. I don't know what's happening. Mercury isn't retrograde, and I'm double ruled by Mercury, but okay, it's a little crazy today. First of all, I got wig glue in my eye, and it's really unhappy. Secondly, something is happening with my electronics because I just thought that I recorded your show, and I didn't. It wasn't recording at all. I thought I did a fantastic little episode for Life Path 5, but oh no, didn't even record it. I mean, it's crazy. But Life Path 5, let me tell you what June is going to be like for you. It's going to be better than my day today, but June for you is going to be an 11-2 month. So you are bringing in the master number 11 and the vibration of the 2, which is fantastic. I mean, 11 does carry the foundation of the 2 anyway, but this is an amazing time, okay? First of all, Mercury is going to you're going to need to pay attention to Mercury this month, okay? Mercury is going to, not my cat Mercury, she probably thinks I'm talking to her. But with the 11 aspect, you are going to want to pay attention to Mercury because Mercury starts off the month in Gemini, then moves to Cancer, and then at the end of the month is in Leo. With the 2 vibration, you're really going to want to feel the energy of Venus in Taurus. And let me explain to you why all of this is true and necessary, okay? So with the vibration of the 2 is all about harmony, couples, partnerships, relationships, unity, and it's not just in romantic relationships. It's also with family, business, friends. What are you doing? Okay, that was Mouse. And he's mad, so yeah. And then there's also like partnerships and unity in your family, with your work, with different groups that you're a part of, whether it's like your book club or your coffee clutch or your yoga group, whatever. And in your community. Okay. So 2 is about cooperation and an open heart and making soul connections. Yeah. Because 2 is all about balance, love, harmony, and diplomacy. I mean, I know that usually isn't thrown in with love, but it really is. Like, when you're trying to be nice about something, you're trying to be diplomatic about the way you say something. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so the thing about the 2 is it's also has a lot to do with law of attraction. The vibration of the 2 is integral in the law of attraction because that 2 energy can attract in what it wants. It can attract in that thing that it's trying to bring into its life or into your life, wherever it's at. This truly is an amazing number. And with Venus going into Taurus, into a happy place, I feel like this is just going to enhance relationships. And even though Venus isn't in Libra right now, Venus still has a lot to do with love. It does. The mantra of the 2 is, with an open heart, I joyously receive and offer infinite love. So in order to offer infinite love, you also have to be able to receive it. Yeah. So the lesson of the 2 is, how do we cooperate, love, connect, and open our hearts without losing ourselves? And honestly, that is a huge part of the shadow side here. The shadow side of the 2 is sacrificing the self for the good of the unit, the group, the couple, or whatever, or the community. But it's never a good idea to try and set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. That's not the way we need to be. Because we are important. Sacrificing ourselves, getting into that martyr or victim mentality is not a healthy way to be. It's not mentally healthy, way to be. It causes us to be indecisive, overly sensitive, tactless. Yeah, we don't need to do that. We really don't, because we're also embracing the 11 vibration. And the mantra of the 11 is, I am divine inspiration, making a difference in the world today. And you cannot make a difference in the world if you are sacrificing yourself for the good of the community, the good of the unit, the good of the group, or the good of the couple. Keep that in mind, Life Path 5. I'm just saying. So with the 11 vibration, this is enlightenment. It's intuition. It's illumination, and it's inspiration. There's a lot of divine inspiration that comes in during the vibration of an 11. A lot. It's a really amazing number, because this is a time when you can truly convert your dreams into reality, where you can take that spark of inspiration, you can take that illumination and that enlightenment that is given to you through the divine, and just say, yeah, I want to make that happen. I want to make that happen, and I'm going to make changes so that it does happen. This is a really amazing vibration. It is. This is a time of powerful creativity, and it really is heightening your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, is heightening that connection with the divine, so that you can accept that divine inspiration during this month, during this vibration. The lesson of the 11 is embracing humility, altruism, and the willingness to convert dreams into reality, or to convert fantasy into action. The thing is here is that you have to be willing to do that. Now, with that, I almost forgot to say, the vibration of the 11 is about creating a new way of communicating with people. It's a new way of meeting people where they're at and communicating with them openly and honestly, and being able to embrace others where they are. I know, not judging them for it, maybe trying to get them in a good place, but communicating with them on a level that everybody understands what's going on. I know, it's a big deal. And that's why you need to pay attention to what Mercury is doing in the month of June. So, the shadow sides of the 11 is having a hard time getting around like the status quo, having a hard time getting over the, well, it's always been done this way. It's always, everyone's doing it this way. It's always been done this way. Well, no, we're not doing that anymore. We're moving in a different direction. We're going to move at a different pace. So that'd be great. Yeah. People, when we're in an 11-2 year, when we're all in this energy for a long period of time, if we're not honoring our spiritual gifts, it can lead to physical ailments like headaches or gallstones or kidney stones, or even, again, long term, like an autoimmune disorder. But I mean, that's not engraved in stone, and it's very extreme. But you do see this if someone has a life path of 11-2 and they're not honoring their spiritual gifts. Yeah. But if you're just in the month of it, if you're just in the vibration of it for a month or a year, this is where you become maybe impractical and just saying, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. And just forcing yourself to not look at like the practical nature of how things can be done. Like, again, making those dreams into reality, you can take some practical ways of doing it. You really can. Learning to interact with others publicly, which again takes us back to learning how to communicate with other people, learning how to open up different ways of communicating. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. This can also cause us to be too sensitive, which is also carrying over from the 2. Yeah. But you are, Life Path 5, you're so amazing. You are so used to changes. You are used to like pivotal changes. You're used to being adaptable and versatile. I mean, I hope I'm not messing with the microphone. How amazing is that? You're so gregarious. You're just like, can fit in anywhere. You're a jack of all trades and a lot of fun, gotta tell you. It's like you have a little bit of Sagittarius in there. I know, sorry. The mantra of the 5, I'll just remind you of your mantra, is I am energy and creative action, rejuvenating, dynamic, inspiring, and passionate. You are passionate, and I do love that about you. I do. Some of your shadow sides is unable to move beyond imagined limitations. So that is definitely going to line up with the can't get around the status quo with the shadow side of the 11. So make sure that you're sort of paying attention to that this month, because if you feel like there's limitations in something, then it's going to become more true, because the 2 is all about law of attraction. So you're going to attract that in. But if you look at that and go, that's just a reflection of my fear, it's not reality. The reality is this is something that I can hurdle. This is something that I can get over. Imagined limitations. That's the key word here. Imagined. When you have a hard time harnessing your energy, because 5s have a lot of energy coming in, but you really need to harness that and just be like, okay, we need to pace ourselves, not just like sprint. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And just pace ourselves so that you can get to the finish line. You can get things done. I love it for you. I really do. All right, let's see what I almost forgot the word. Oh my gosh. Advice, really. The cats have me thrown off. This is the second time I've done this reading for you. It's crazy. All right, let's see what advice cards we get for you. It'd be hilarious if it was the same cards I pulled the first time. I was going to keep them out, but then I was like, no, I like for them to see, like, you know, the cards that I shuffle. Instead of just like me pulling out a card. Here you go. I know. So much fun. Ooh, Isis, past life. This situation involves your past life memories. That's really good. That's really good. It's deep. Aha. Come on. I know. One more shuffle, I promise, and I'll be done. I'll be done. I'm done. But I just want to get the best cards for you, Life Path 5. Really. Ooh, waxing moon. No, waning moon. Sorry. What do you need to release? Oh my gosh. This is a 9-year in numerology. And no, those were not the cards I pulled for you the first time. But they're great. They're really great. Okay, so Isis past life is, this situation involves your past life memories. So, wonder what's going to happen with you in the month of June that involves your past life memories. Okay, the waning moon. What do you need to release? The waning moon points to what's falling away. Life goes in cycles, and sometimes we need downtime or to let go. No matter when in the moon cycle you pull this card, it's a sign that a situation has peaked. For better or worse, it's time for you to go easier. It's the autumn and the winter of the cycle. So what you need to do is release. And what do you need to release? Almost certainly something from the situation you're asking about. This card can be very positive, but it can still be gently suggesting that you need to let something go and stop trying so hard. It's safe to let go and move on. Wow. Wow. It's safe to let go and move on, especially when you're in the vibration of an 11-2. Listen to the divine inspiration that's coming into you. Listen to that. And also, don't set yourself on fire to keep everybody else warm. They may need you again. Thank you so much for joining me today, Life Path 5. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful June. And until we see each other again, get out there and make your magic. Bye.